Hello everyone. Mikhail Tal is known for his sacrifices, and in this game he is going to sacrifice his queen as earlier move 11. So let's just see the game. We'll talk first about his opponent. Like here, first of all, Tal is playing as black pieces, and his opponent is Milko Bobotsov, who is playing as white pieces. He's Bulgarian player, and the game he's played in 1958. And in this year, Tal is very young. You can see the peak. Like I kept it young because like Tal is just 21 years old in this game during this game. It is in 1958, so Tal is 21 years old, and Tal is not yet to be a world champion. Tal becomes world champion in 1960, so it's 1958. And his opponent, White, who is playing as White, he's like 28, 29 years old, and he's the person who is not still a grandmaster, but he's going to be a grandmaster in future. And he's from Bulgaria. He becomes later in 1961, I think, or 1962, he becomes the first Bulgarian grandmaster. So I mean, that's the introduction of the opponents, like the players. So now let's go into the game. So in this game, Tal is playing as black pieces, and White opens the game with pawn d4. Tal responds knight f6, and the king's in Indian defense, and goes for the c4, like filling, like taking the center. Let's say with the two pawns. And Tal develops in the same style. Knight goes here, bishop goes here, and Bro goes for three pawns. Like he goes for three pawns, and with the knight. Now Tal will push this pawn d6. Okay, his idea will be to castle. Let's see what he does. Opponent plays this, which is obviously a book move. Every move are book move for now. Castles and knight here. So the knight is developed here, which is a little bit passive. It blocks the bishop. Somehow you should develop the bishop here. That is also a move, but this is also a book move. It's not that bad. But yeah, the knight is developed here. So let's see what else are going to be done. Tal directly strikes the center. So now he cannot capture it. If he captures, and then let's say he captures and then captures. Black is going to be better as rook will be on the open file. So here he plays the very natural looking move, bishop here. Now Tal brings the knight out in the game like this, defending this, or like I'm looking in the center like that. Queen here, pawn here. Remember, this will be played at some point, and nobody is going to capture this right now. And he long castles because the bishop is blocking this, so he cannot really short castle in this position. In short, he cannot really short castle in this position, so he castles long. Now this can be one of the idea, but Tal goes for early attack with queen here. So now queen has gone here. Let's see what his opponent is going to do here. So his opponent plays the typical move king b1. Like whenever you castle long, it is said that long castling consists of two moves. First you castle long and then you play king b1. Or if you castle as black, then you play king on b5, b8. So long castling takes two moves. That is said. So Tal goes for b4 finally. His opponent goes knight here, which is an inaccuracy. His opponent goes for a knight, like if you trade, and then sorry, if you check the queen trade, and then we will capture the knight. Everything will be fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It will be like equal thing. But in this position, Tal plays a very great move. From the title of the video, you are very sure you know this thing. This queen is hanging, right? So Tal is going to sacrifice the queen like this. Knight captures knight, and that's a brilliant move. Now the queen is sacrificed. It's move 11. Opponent is going to be a future grandmaster, so opponent captures the queen. Tal captures this. So Tal captured a knight here and captures a bishop here. So in total, Tal captured how many material? 6 points of material, lost a queen. So 9 point is lost. But he's attacking the rook. And see, this rook is not going to participate in the game. This bishop is also attacked, and he's also not going to participate in the game. Well, there was other idea. Like here in this position, Tal gets some counterplay with the knight. So back here, before going for knight here, there could have been one idea to go here, and the knight captures, bishop captures, pawn captures, and now knight here. So this could have been idea, and then after queen trades or even queen sacrifice, I mean there was nothing like queen sacrifice, and then the position would have been sound. But that does not happen. Tal goes for here. I mean opponent goes for here. Tal captures this. Now opponent surely captures the queen. Tal goes here. 6 points done. 3 points is still deficit. The knight is also attacking this pawn, so like he's going to capture the seventh point, but still 2 point will be remaining. His opponent goes typical rook c1 and knight captures c4. And in this position, there can be different best moves, but the main problem is that the bishop is sitting here, and Tal has got 7 points, just 2 points down of materials, and this knight has a good counterplay. It's attacking the queen. Queen is to move somewhere. So his opponent decides to give some material with the rook captures here. Tal captures back with the pawn. And in this position, the best move would have been like a knight to take the knight here, capture this pawn, something like that. Tal would capture this, Tal would capture this maybe, and the game would continue. The rook would develop somewhere, but in his opponent goes knight here, which is clearly a mistake. Why is it a mistake? Because this knight is not towards the center, which will give Tal some important time, and this bishop will capture this, Tal will capture that. But before that, Tal goes rook b8, lining up somehow like this. So now if you capture this, then the bishop will be supporting the rook, and this square is going to get vulnerable. It's a vulnerable square. So let's go. Opponent captures the free pawn. Tal goes knight here. Engine wants like, why don't you capture the pawn, man? Like in this, you are creating an attack, but why don't you capture a pawn? But Tal goes for knight here, somehow targeting the bishop and thus developing a piece. Let's see. The knight was sitting here, which is not doing a big thing. So Tal tries to take in the game. His opponent goes bishop here. Well, his opponent could have captured this, but he didn't go for a free pawn, which will simply like I mean, at some point it will give two open files for two rooks, and that will simply be nightmare for your king. Like, and be so bad for the king. So for that reason, he didn't capture this. Somehow he went here to block the bishop. Sorry, to block the rook with his bishop. So in this position, Tal captures the d4. Queen goes back. Well, this is a mistake. Indian wants still to go here. Tal takes away the queen from here. Now, in this position, bishop goes back. Why bishop goes back? Because somehow Tal wants to push this. So in this position, if Tal pushes this kid hangs. I mean, this bishop hangs. So for that reason, Tal takes, I mean, after queen d2, Tal takes back the bishop. The idea is to push the pawn. So in this position, he goes knight e2 here. Indian wants to go with directly with this, but no problem. Like the position is not that good for white. Black is obviously better in this position. Tal goes for the play, and bishop goes back. Why bishop goes back? Because you can't do anything. You can't capture this. As I will cap. I mean, let's say in this position, if you capture this, captures. I mean, and there are many things, so you can't really capture. I mean, that's like losing a bishop and more. So you can't capture. Tal, opponent goes here. So in this position, Tal pushes the pawn once again. Now remember, this pawn cannot be captured somehow, because if knight captures this, Tal would go here, and we're in big trouble. Everything is coordinating here. Bishop is looking here. So it's very hard to defend. So in this position, if the pawn captures, then discover. I mean, if the pawn captures, there is discovered check with the rook, winning the kid. And yeah, queen cannot capture because bishop captures it. When yeah, bishop captures it, you can see by the arrow. So for in this position, opponent goes back. Tal goes, I think c3. Yeah, Tal goes c3. Yeah, Tal has already gone c3. I mean, queen goes here. Nobody captures it. Goes again, captures that. And again, this pawn cannot be captured because bishop is defending it. So in this position, opponent goes with the knight here, which is not the best move. Best was to go with the knight here, which is out of the understanding. Like it's so tough, but yeah, it blocks the bishop. That's the basic idea. But again, even if it blocks the bishop, Tal is still powerful. His attacks are powerful. He goes bishop here. The idea of bishop here is this knight cannot move anywhere. Well, the knight is not going to move because nobody is trying to open up the bishop as white. But still, bishop gets here. This square is empty for the rook. So that two are the ways. And remember, the pawn is hanging here, but you can't take the pawn. He goes rook here. Tal goes rook c1. Indian wants to push the pawn. And in this position, after Tal plays this, you might look like, I mean, it might look like the pawn is hanging, but that's not the move. If you capture the pawn, that is the best move. But after this, there are many things. Indian wants to go this way. Uh, but in this position, opponent does not capture this. Even it looks best to capture this. But I think after this, what would he do? Rook captures. There is like one very good trick. It's a brilliant move. You can't capture this. Well, let's just say if it captures. Now this is going to be promoted. So the best is to go here with the knight and then to promote it. Well, if the rook goes here, like they are brilliant ideas, so this is not going to happen. This is fork, the royal fork. And in this position, if you capture this, then you're simply promoting, like there is nothing to be done. What else can be done here in this position? This is threatened, this is promoted. There's nothing you can say. This position you can't save it, so there will be some brilliancy. One rook sack, one knight sack. So this didn't happen. So in this position, this pawn was not captured, even though engine thinks it is the best move, but it is not that best if you go to the higher level, because after this captures with engine thinks as excellent, excellent. Sorry. After this, it is really hard to survive. So for that reason, this all of this didn't happen. Engine is kind of hang here. Okay. So Tal goes knight here. What did the opponent play? Okay, opponent played bishop here, blocking this. All of the ideas. Knight here. You can't capture this. Well, everything will open up. Nobody wants that. It captures it. But no problem. Like even if Indian says it as the best, but the position is getting bad because the position is 5.1 for white, and this is sorry for black, and the game is going to get worse for white. Just see, knight here. All the moves are best move. If you see it carefully from here, all the moves are best move. Let's see how best moves. Rook here, excellent move. Indian wants to capture, but no problem. Like see, all of the moves are best moves. It goes with the support of this. So don't ignore the engine's valuation for a while. And here opponent tries to capture it, become greedy. Now there are many things that can be played. More powerful is this captures. Pawn captures. Well, you can capture back, but there is something more powerful. Is rook c1. I mean c8. Let's see now. Now this is unstoppable. You can't stop it. Goes here, rook takes and promotes to promotes. That's like forced checkmate. White tries to go with the queen, and that's a mistake. It is mate in three. You can figure it out. What happens is goes here, rook captures rook captures rook, and here in this position, opponent resigns because if you go here in this position as black, there are three possible ways to do checkmate. I mean, there are three possible ways of checkmate. It's your job to tell me in comments what are those three possible ways of checkmate in this position. Okay, this is also checkmate, but there are two other ways as well. So you have to comment down what are the three possible ways of checkmate. Let me know in the comment section. And how did you find the review of the game? And was it amazing? Give me some feedback, some comment. There will be some video of Mikhail Tal on your screen. Do watch it. Till then, see you in the next video. Bye bye. Have a good time.